another unplanned live, and I just recorded a video about my funny experience on the football field, which was the place where we walk our dogs for play, and there was a conversation about not a small talk, a deep conversation about cultural, um, I would say values or experiences. I would say, starting with a question: uh, do you feel anger when people get to know that you are Russian? Do you feel anger from people when they become aware that you are Russian? So, I am Russian, living in California from 2015, and I was born in Belarus, then moved to Russia after Chernobyl, and I finished university in Canada, lived in Canada, BC, and I'm here in California for more than 10 years. And US citizen with a special oath where I ask them, not ask, I inform them that I'm not going to bear arms to protect this country because I don't want to bear arms or kill anybody for any country. That's my peaceful value on this planet. So they changed the oath. So I only will help humans, even if they are mistakenly decided or were pressed or were forced to go to war. I will help them anyway after. I don't take sides anyway. So the purpose of this life is to explore, to continue the discussion of Russians who are in a different cultural and historical environment than Americans here in America, in US. And I had experience with my clients who are Black people, and my hesitant and resistance to categories like Black people are a special category of people and we have to work with them as a special people, and I resist to that because I want to work them in coaching as people, just people, human beings. And for me, this cultural heritage of their kind of slavery heritage, slavery history is something, I know it's a traumatic history, but when we proliferate, when we take this as a heritage and we transfer from generation to generation, it's their culture. It's like proliferation of trauma. Then we're stuck in it. And I want to progress from that. So why I feel that I'm in the position that can kind of skip it, because I am not American who came to this land to a foreign land. I'm not American or British or somebody who came to this land of native people and said, hey guys, get lost, right? I don't have this history. So I'm clean from a colonization history. So I kind of have this historical right to connect from human to human, okay, whatever it might mean. It just energetically I allow myself to be willing and be able to connect just human to human to black people. And since I have clients, it's easier for me to skip this guilt that I feel many Americans have towards black people, and this guilt might be disguised with over politeness and over, how to say, over tolerance. Like, it's very complex. It gets very complex, politically correctness, all this stuff. It's like, ugh, it's getting too ugly sometimes. With all this um, sometimes even legal system doesn't work because of political um, Black Lives Matter. So we need to be more tolerant to black criminals, so they not go to through criminal justice system in the same way as white criminals. Like it gets so crazy in a way that these categories are treated in a different ways. It's very complicated. I know it's very trauma driven in this society. But in my work, I allow myself to treat people as people only, without categories. Like, it's my space. Basically, I do what I want, and if my clients disagree with it, that's it. It's not an alignment. And for me, it's a safe space because it's my rules. Um, that's the filter, basically. If people agree on these rules, we'll work. If they don't agree, if they don't feel comfortable and safe, they don't come again. That's it. And but if they come again and they feel safe, the black people, black clients, then we have beautiful human to human connection without this cultural trauma and some very, I don't know how to explain, but disgusting politically correctness, multi-layered trauma, and very complicated. I don't know. I like simplicity. And without history of colonization in my motherland, it makes so much easier for me to do it. And of course, Russia is a very complex country with many different peoples, nationalities, and relationships are complex also, with languages, different nationalities. There are difficulties, of course, different republics in USSR, and what happens now with Ukraine is quite a big problem. And it used to be one country, and it used to be brothers, and now enemies. And I would say follow the money for resolution, but it's sad, but with what happens anyway. But I would love to conclude that if you have the courage to connect person to person without any political correctness as your guidance, if you have the courage and clarity, and just the space to connect to another person with curiosity, that's the easiness that we need between us. Yeah. it was good to localize it for me, because it's something I wanted to build, create. It was something in my mind that I tried to create in writing, in the posts. It was nice to just create it in talking in on my channel. I really enjoyed the communication with those clients in a different culture, but I didn't feel any obstacles, anything foreign, as uh, I was kind of prepared to have. Like, did you work before with African Americans? Did you have experience with them? You need to experience to have you need to have experience with African Americans. You need to know their culture. Like, we talk just to two humans. We are people. We share the same situation in parenting and relationships. Like, we are just people. Come on. There was nothing that would separate us culturally or something. That's it. Somebody just it felt like somebody tried to separate us for purpose of what? To make it more complicated? To make it more different than we are? No, we are more similar than they told us we are. It looked like that is. So yeah, it was good to see, because I used to work with uh, African American in Canada. He was a very good friend. Another thing, okay, I don't know how curated the messages here. Back in Russia, uh, we didn't have this problem. We didn't have any differentiation between skin colors. It's just graduation of skin colors. My skin color is quite dark. I'm not white, right? It's just gradation. We have a lot of Mongoloid, like when you go to categories of races, whites, it's Caucasian. It's not, there is no white skin color. Like, is it a dead person, white skin color? What is it? You don't want to be white, really. White is like white, it's dead. So a lot of people are yellowish, brownish. I'm brown, light brown. In summertime I'm dark brown. And so um, when we talk about darker skin colors, in Russia we talked about negros. So in America it's a bad word, but in scientific literature, negroid skin color is dark skin color. So you have mongoloid is Asian, negroid is dark, black, black. There is no black skin color, really. Uh, there is no white skin color. So we, as children, we didn't have any differentiation with races. It's just skin color which can be different. So in my childhood, and then when I came to Canada, people are different. There's no emotional difference between people. When I worked with black person, he was the same, just different. It was curiosity. That's it. And in US it is so heavy with all this political stuff, and cultural trauma is so ugly here. and and now it's so, oh my gosh, people, how do you live here? Why do you make it so complicated for each other? Why can't you just enjoy life and love each other, really. And again, follow the money. Follow the money. And slavery was for money, really. Who needs it? Can you just evolve? Um, yeah. So I choose to connect to people on a personal level. I choose to connect from human to human. I choose to connect to my um, clients on human level. I choose to skip the cultural trauma. Even though I am a trauma-informed coach, I can sense, I can see the clues of trauma, and if I sense and see the clues of cultural trauma on a national racial level, I will talk about that with my client, and I will discuss it, and we will go vocal about it. And if we can work on the same level about that, then we will work. If it's something that we have a conflict, then we will say, okay, we will not work on it. As long as it open communication and it's honesty and integrity here, we are win-win situation. Even if we cannot work together because of that, we are win-win. Okay, that's fine. We are different. It's still honesty. That's the win situation, and that's fine. The clarity. And the purpose of this video, of this live, is clarity, and for me to clarify for myself, to vocalize my position, to make it clear. And if somebody asks or is interested in my position on that, I will refer to this video, and that's my position. The clarity, person to person connection. I prefer to skip any category. I prefer to skip any political differentiation, conditioning. I prefer to go deeper on, yeah, just human level. We are all humans. We differ. We don't feel, we don't feel the color of the skin. We feel energy. We feel emotions. We can feel the eye to eye contact. We can feel it. We can feel what our mirror neurons can tell us. But we cannot feel the skin color. So, yeah. So it stays here on my channel. Bye.